2014. And I remember that I got a big trouble in Japan, and he helped me and supported me a lot. And when I asked him, how can I thank you? He replied me with one sentence that I will never forget. He said that if you want to help me, if you want to thank me, please find someone to help and help him. This is how you thank me. Thank you, Tsuji Sensei, for giving up this lecture. And you can share your slide and talk now.
So thank you very much for giving this great opportunity to talk recent study, and I'm also very happy to talk with Harim, and it's my beautiful memories. We had many excellent time in Kyoto with you, so I remember the grateful days.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it okay to talk about my slide? It's okay?
Yeah, you can share my slide, my sensei, if you want.
Okay, we'll do that. Just a moment, please. So, thank you very much for giving this great opportunity. So, just a moment. Okay, let's start. So, just a moment. So, is it okay? My slide? No problem?
Yeah, this is good.
Good, okay. So, today I'm talking about how to handle, control early complications in acute pancreatitis. So, now I'm in Hokkaido, Sapporo area. That area is the north area in Japan. And Hokkaido is a very beautiful landscape with a very huge city. Sapporo is the 6th or 7th largest size of in Japan. And the city area is very beautiful and very huge. And my university is actually around here. So they are now I'm in metropolitan. So anyway, so our study theme is to identify what happens in early stage of acute pancreatitis. So previously we studied about a new CT imaging technique, perfusion CT, and then we have already reported that such like new techniques can identify early pancreatic necrosis accurately. So using perfusion CT like this Karama, so sensitivity 100% and specificity 95.3% to identify early pancreatic necrosis. And this result is very fortunately was default cited in UpToDate famous web page. And I think that you can find my name at UpToDate and with my colleagues. Also, I study about acute pancreatitis in neck systems. And fortunately too, our result was accepted by Immunity very big journal, Impact Factor 225. And this result was also used in the recent review in Nature, and we are very happy and honored with this result. So, anyway, the recent topics of acute pancreatitis is endovascular damage, and we and other groups already reported that the innate system can cause blood vessel damage, and such damage also will cause a serious damage, and then resulting in local complications such as necrosis with development. So this is the introduction. Do you know that reverse Atlanta classification and definition of local complication of acute pancreatitis is divided into two types: early local complications or late local complications. And these local complications have the potential to be a trigger for the development of the severe acute pancreatitis. And this is the original paper's copy of revised Atlantic area. And this is Dr. Sanchez Suarez, and he is the last author of this huge study. And he was my mentor. And when he came to my home in Japan, and this is my house, and I took a photo with him. And according to them, early local complications was divided into two types: acute pancreatic fluid collection and acute necrotic collection, ANC and APFC, as you know. And I think that how to identify ANC or APFC is very important. Although acute pancreatitis patients with ANC have a worse prognosis than those with APFC, treatment strategy for AP patients with ANC and APFC are not distinct. And on practice guidelines on acute pancreatitis. However, there is a possibility that a local complications such as ANC or APFC influence patient outcomes. For example, the care of patients with ANC. I think that most of primary physicians, if patient has an ANC, use the advanced monitoring system to identify signs of persistent organ failure as soon as possible. As you know that such like advanced monitoring is one of the reasons for elevating medical costs. Also, CT or MRI to make a differential diagnosis of infected ward of necrosis. Urgent CT image is one of the main reasons for soaring medical costs. Anyway, so recently in Japan, we sometimes use recombinant human cerebral thrombomodulin. And this is to prevent POS, persistent organ failure, in patients with sepsis or pancreatitis. The RTM has a protective capacity of endovascular cells and anticoagulant effects. So we hypothesize that the RTM, recombinant human cerebral thrombomodulin, reduces the disease clinical impact of acute necrotic correction. So we examine whether RTM could reduce the risk of developing ward of necrosis from ANC. Very fortunately, this result was just accepted in the JHBPS impact factor 7 or more at June 26. So this is the method. From April 2012 to March 2016, consecutive patients, and the entry criteria is more than 18 years old, patient with moderate or severe acute pancreatitis, and patient with ANC or APFC diagnosed by early CECT, and patient with late abdominal CT or MRI to diagnose patient with or without ward of necrosis. And initially, in 17 domestic institutions from April 2016, 3,092 patients data was reviewed. And then we screened patients with moderate or severe acute pancreatitis. Actually, so 500 patients was screened, and then 382 patients who has non-enhancing area on CCT, and then we finally use the 233 patient data we used to the end for the end. And this is the exclusion criteria. A patient with severe disease background, traumatic pancreatitis, history of intervention for local complications, and allergies, and history of any unsuitable conditions for this study. And this is the diagnosis of acute necrotic correction, acute pancreatic correction, and word of necrosis. As is well known, the diagnostic criteria for local complications determined by early CT imaging have some limitations. It's very famous topics. And the diagnostic agreement ratio, this is one of the limitations. And since among radiologists, and such diagnostic agreement ratio become low, and then accuracy become very limited, especially in early acute pancreatitis cases, to diagnose acute necrotic correction. So, to modify this limitation, we use both revised Atlanta classification and JPN guidelines to diagnose ANC or APFC. This table shows the original diagnostic criteria in revised Atlanta criteria. Then we combine the definition of JPN guidelines. And actually, so only 5 cases of 203 enrolled patients showed that diagnosis was split among reviewers. So I think that like this approach, using multiple guidelines, is a very important approach to diagnose acute necrotic correction in the early stage, I think. And then severity on admission was recorded, and JPN scores and JPN CT grades, and modified CT severity index, and also final and maximum severity during the overall disease course was assessed by using revised Atlanta classification. And treatment was obeyed by the practical guidelines such as JPN and the International Association of Pancreatology. Most cases had aggressive fluid therapy and enteral nutrition. And also RTM was used, and all of the cases who administered RTM had a DIC associated with AP, acute pancreatitis. And this is the result section, and age and gender, there is no significant difference between the case with ANC and APFC. And in Japan, I think that in Saudi Arabia, it's not same since alcohol was prohibited in your country. So, but in Japan, alcohol is very not good thing. I think so. Alcohol shows actually related with developing acute pancreatitis. This is most popular one. And severity on admission, patient with ANC shows a higher or more severe scores comparing to case with APFC. However, final and maximum number of patients with severe acute pancreatitis did not show such differences. And so the result too. So RTM was administered to the patient with ALCs and much more. And need for ICU care, length of hospital stay, need for intensive treatment, infected lung cases in ALC was much higher or much larger than those with APFC. Also, the number of CT imaging, number of MRI imaging, and imaging cost for follow-up, ANC cases shows much higher than those in APFC cases. So we then compared that odds ratio. Now we investigate the odds ratio OR. And ANC case was a much higher risk, shows a much higher risk comparing to ATF cases. Such the odds ratio shows 8.3, and 95% share shows 4.5 to 15.5. Then we investigate the relationship between the times of onset to administration of RTM and the number of ANC patients, only ANC patients, developing or not developing word of necrosis. Very interestingly, so the number of ANC patients with RTM focusing on the early cases. So very few cases actually developed the word of necrosis. And meanwhile, the late cases, late administrator cases, most of the cases developed from ANC to word of necrosis. So we compared. So we, according to this result, we divided into two groups of ANC cases, and early administrator cases and late administrator cases. And here, please see here the ANC acute necrotic correction patient with early RTM administration, number of 18 and number of 80, we divided into these two groups, and then we compared these factors. And then please see here, so comparing the patient with early administration of RTM, age and severities on admission were relatively higher than those without. But despite significantly worse condition on admission, the ANC patient with early RTM tended to have a lower ratio of development from ANC to word of necrosis, comparing to those without. So using these age, gender, and severity scores, we investigate, using some statistical techniques, propensity analysis with RPTW technique, we adjusted the severities. So severities was defined and adjusted using these age, gender, Japanese scores, and we got this result, and this shows significant effect of the reduce the such risks. I think that this result is very important to identify and to control such ones. So adjusting severity based on propensity analysis, early RTM administration within 54 hours on onset significantly reduce the risk of ANC developing to word of necrosis. So this is a discussion section. Early RTM administration significantly reduce the risk of ANC developing to word of necrosis. And word of necrosis can cause elevation of imaging cost. So especially to control effective word of necrosis requires expensive care, entering endoscopic or surgical treatment. To make a careful discussion to induce such as intensive therapy, CT might be performed more often for patients with ANC and for word of necrosis. From this point of view, if we could reduce the risk of developing ANC to word of necrosis using RTM, such imaging cost could be reduced. So to perform this insight, additional study is needed, and then we are just planning to how to handle it at the next stage. So this is conclusion. RTM has reduced the risk of developing world of necrosis patients with acute necrotic correction. So take home message. To diagnose local complications accurately, use MARCH guidelines. And new drug change to control severity of acute pancreatitis is a hot topic. I think that one of the candidates is RTM. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Tsuji Sensei, for the interesting topic. And yes, it's true that we don't have many cases of acute pancreatitis due to alcoholic. But most of the cases belong to either biliary strictures or biliary stones or other causes. But I got many questions actually regarding this topic. The first question is, should we use the recombinant human strombomodulin in only severe cases with DIC, or if the patient don't have disseminated intravascular coagulopathy, in this case we don't have to use it? This is my first question.
So the reason why we only use the patient with DIC is Japanese insurance system. So as you know that Japanese medical public healthcare system support all costs, and then we just use such risky patient. I think that your question is, I agree, but so in Japan we can investigate.
But technically speaking, we can use it in acute severe pancreatitis even without DIC. We can try this if we're following the guidelines.
So if possible, we would like to try, but we can't, since as I said, Japanese insurance system did not allow to try that. So if you can, so please try.
Exactly. Okay. So other question: can we use other anticoagulants drugs? Does get the same efficacy like the recombinant strombomodulin?
I think that that's very important questions. And some of drugs, for example, so nahomostat mesylate, it's a very old drug, or heparin or any others. In basic research, such drugs show the effectiveness for control of acute pancreatitis in the early stage. But in human, most of them couldn't show the evidence. So only this case can show. So I think that this is very interesting, I think.
One last question, Susan. You said in the paper that you're giving the patient 380 units per kg. So for how long? In what are the routes of administration? Is it subcutaneously, intravenously, and for how long do you give the recombinant strombomodulin?
So how long we use RTM or such like drugs? Your question?
Yes. For how many days?
How many days? Okay. So actually, so 3 to 5 days, most of the case. Not long.
Okay. So anyone have other questions? Anyone in the court? Thank you, Tsuji Sensei, so much for the informative lecture. We are really happy to hear from you again. Inshallah, we will contact you. Thank you so much. We are really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to have this great opportunity with you. So, see you.
Thank you.
Good day. Bye.